So, what we are learning, what is knowledge, what is dispassion, what is illusion, what is delusion, how the illusion and delusion cause suffering in our daily life, and what is the difference between the individual and the supreme consciousness, and how to remove the sorrow and the suffering from our life. These are a couple of the questions dealt in one of the texts. So I have been stressing, and in fact, why I should stress, it's all the teachers of the wisdom tradition says, do you still remember knowledge, humility, qualified seeker, inner and outer wealth, righteous life, and permanent happiness? This is the sequence. Vidya dadati vinayam. Vidya dadati vinayam. The knowledge should result into humility. Knowledge should result into humility in this journey of Eastern wisdom. But if you say, if you do a master's and then you do PhD, and then you add, double PhD, triple PhD. So we go on increasing the knowledge and our level of arrogance also increases. No, I know. I have done, this. So here in the Eastern wisdom, we don't have that kind of an arrogance that you did double masters or triple masters. You still remain ignorant. You still remain ignorant. So that is why it says, am I ready to explore the real self? That is most important. So that is where we need a humility. And that humility results into inner qualification. A qualification because now the mind is ready to receive the knowledge. Otherwise, you ask, do you know yourself? Yes, I know myself. Finished. I don't want to listen to you. Don't teach me who am I. Finished. So you see that is why we need a kind of humility. Change your layout to show more. I got some message. Yes, I know that. And this is what? Yes. So remember this and think of it. Knowledge, humility, qualification, and then inner wealth and inner wealth. Then because of that inner wealth, I'm ready to explore who am I. And journey is, I have been talking. I will not talk about it because you already understood, you know it. Satsangatve, constant listening and learning. Regular. You are not regularly listening and learning. What will happen? The mind with its delusion and the illusion will return back. It will cause the same attachment and detachment. The awakening takes place. So that is why it says that we need to learn it regularly. So what we were talking about, I know, I'm just reminding you. I know that you all know it. So what we were talking about, ECB, existence, consciousness, bliss. कहाँ गए अशोक अशोक भाई उसको कहते हैं सच्चिदानंद. So in Sanskrit it is known as Satchidanand. Sat Chit Anand, existence, consciousness, bliss. And superimposed by name in the form. One existence, consciousness, bliss means one real self. One real self superimposed. I become Girish, you become Ashok, David, Jerry, Stephen, Sam, Anastasia, Brandy. Water is one superimposed by different waves. Huh? You see that? Space superimposed by, this is my home, this is my office, this is highway. You see that? Do you see? Can you see? Yes, we are able to see that. Huh? One real self superimposed by different objects. My computer, my phone, your car, my car. Name and the form. The moment you see the name and the form, why superimposed? That we will take up later. That's a big question. Why there is a superimposition. So once we have understood, then we have to ask the mind to live in a state of awareness, bypassing the name and the form. Did you get it? Name and the form. How dare you say to me this? I am. This I am is name and form. You see, that is why we say humility is required. How do you say I'm not a seeker? No, yes, you are a great seeker. Thank you very much. You remain as a seeker. It's an inner state. It is an inner awareness. How dare you say, no, I cannot dare to say anything to you. So this is, instantly we become aware of the name. I'm your husband, I'm your wife. How dare you? You see, husband is another name in the form, wife is another name in the form. So we have to maintain that 24/7 awareness. Object, I am an object with the name and the form appear and disappear on the Satchidananda. Ashok Bhai, you are an engineer, so I'm teaching engineering. So this is purely a technical issue. So now I picked up a phrase, think of it. Is it object of existence or existence of object? Object of existence, waves of water. If I say water of waves, it means if the wave is changing, the water will also change. Did you get it? It's not difficult. It's not difficult to understand. So, object of existence. So, what is the illusion? The illusion is that we say I exist. So, it is the existence of Girish. Wrong. That causes the problem. Are you getting it? And it is purely mental, emotional. The entire world of name and the form, they appear and they disappear. So when they appear, it creates an individual, it creates an object, it creates a car. But behind the car, what is that matter? What is behind this body is the matter. It's a different thing that we have hardly 1%, no, I think 0.003% of iron or steel in the body. Only difference in the car is that there is 90% steel in the car. Here it is 0.001%, but both are matter. Different arrangement. Do you see that? If I see that with that awareness, I realize that name and the form, if I stick to the name and the form, there comes what we call ego. Feeling of ego to become big. Mercedes, big. Toyota, small. Both are made up of steel. So we fall into delusion, and that accumulates lot of impressions in our mind. with reference to the color, age, huh? Sex, gender, nationality, etc., word of name and the form. I agree, your eyes are very beautiful, no problem. But what is behind the eyes? What it is made up of? Or if your eyes are extremely beautiful, is it made up of some substance from the other planet? You see, when we think in that way, that ego breaks. Oh, it is the same. But problem, what is the problem that comes? I understood. We definitely say that I have understood. But this, once we have that ego that can show its tantrum at any point in our life, in any relationship, because that ego feels I'm limited. I want to be big. Word of name in the form, I explained it. And from that series, our ego feels it is too small. So I want to be big. Buy big car, big home, add series of things. Are you getting an answer that why we all are running after the things of the world? Did you get the point? That ego inside will always remain small. That is the one reason. But when it feels the smallness, it wants to be big. One wants to be big by adding qualification, other wants to be big by adding wealth, third wants to be big by having a big house, fourth wants to add by going a plastic surgery on the face. I already gave an example of that. Wait a minute. Okay, you got it. Did you become big? And by anything. Now ask the question. Did you really become big? Neighbor says, oh, you have the luxury car, then what? And your ego breaks. Do you see? Conflict comes. You see, this cost $100,000. He's a crazy, he's not respecting. No, you are crazy. Did we become big? Answer is this. So that ego lives in the world of name and the form. It does not live in the real self, because the real self cannot be touched by this ego. The wave cannot change the quality of the water. So when we think in this way in our daily life, we contemplate and reflect, I can bet you that you will discover that you are not worthy of suffering. I wanted to be big. I made all the efforts, and the society doesn't care. Honey, you know that I have double PhD, so you should listen to me. Honey says, what the heck, why should I listen to you? So all your PhD is gone. Do you see that? It happens in our daily life. So with that name and the form, you are constantly at work internally. You drop that. Why? To allow the real self to manifest. then you live in meditation 24/7. Now, Sam was asking yesterday uh, about illusion and the delusion. So there are two words. One is delusion, another is illusion. Both. Simple definition is that what appears true is not true. What appears true is not true. So delusion is inside, illusion is outside. Illusion is caused by the name and the form. Do you remember measurement? I discussed about illusion, Maya. Measurement. So that the moment there is a measurement, look at me, how great I am. And the people inside feel you are worthless. They show your expression and you are gone. Now ego is settled. Look at, I'm a teacher. No, why you are a teacher? Just express that knowledge, finished. You see that? They block our progress and evolution. So illusion caused by the name and the form. And the delusion is caused by inside when the matter and the consciousness appears to join together. Matter and consciousness. Can you pick up what I am saying? When the matter and the consciousness joins together, then only my mind claims I am the body, I am the mind, I am rich, negative ego, I am poor, I am smart, that is another ego, I am duffer, that is also a negative. Not only that, when you say I am stressed, you are the craziest person. Why? There is no stress. But why the mind feels? That is what I'm talking. That is delusion. That is delusion. Christina, are you learning? Yes. Do you see that? I covered, did I cover the topic? Are you worthy of suffering? So how to understand that, this is craziness. When I say I'm stressed, I have a problem, I'm suffering because of you. Why? So the master gives a beautiful answer. Have you seen the world of the matter? They can be divided, they can be made into broken into parts. Even the remote can be crushed and you have millions of parts, right? One. Consciousness can be divided? No. It remains undivided, it remains one. So what happens? Consciousness comes in contact with the matter, the mind is created. When the mind moves towards the matter, that ego causes the stress and the suffering. But ego does not exist. No. After all, my hands are moving. And this is matter. I agree with you, but my hands are moving. It's the conscious. Really? Really? Ask yourself. I'm talking. Lips, larynx, eyes. Consciousness. If the consciousness merges with the matter, it means consciousness can be divided into parts. Did you understand? Then you say, I woke up in the morning, Sam number 1. Sam number 2, going to the restroom. Sam number 3, talking to Stephen. Then you are in parts. Do you ever experience that you are in parts? No, it is one consciousness. It is one. What is in parts is the body and the mind. Do you see? Body and the mind. They both are matter. Matter and consciousness cannot go together. Cannot go together. If they go together, it means we are millions. There are millions of superficial I. There is not one ego. There are millions. You go outside, everything is okay. Yes. You talk to the honey, another ego. But that ego does not exist. So, what the master is saying, delusion is a mixture of the knower and the known. What is known? Body. Who is the knower of the body? Mind. So, mind claims, I am the real self. Come on. And I'm the body. We're getting it? Yeah? You asked that question. So, as long as this delusion lives inside in the mind, it has an element of attachment, it has an element of sorrow. Yeah, it will be, my mood is upset, mood swing, we see anxiety and depression and reaction, etc. A long list. 3,000 mental illnesses. More are coming. Modern psychology is doing a great progress. You see that? It's a great no, I'm not criticizing, they are doing it, they are analyzing it. So, but when you see from this point of view that this matter cannot become one, and this matter cannot merge with the consciousness. Body cannot merge with the consciousness. Body and the consciousness are separate. Mind and the consciousness are separate. Thought and consciousness are separate. Consciousness is independent, cannot be divided, but it is divided by the delusion, claiming I am the body, I am the mind, I am the stress, I have suffering, I am attached. Really, are you attached? Anesthesia, are you really attached? Tell me, where are you attached? Are you sticking like a glue? Tell me, where are you attached? Master says, this is delusion. You have to catch this delusion in your mind. Get rid of this. Are you sticking like a glue with your body that I am the body? What happens in deep sleep then? Where are you? Where are you in deep sleep? So ultimately, in the highest teaching, when we will pick up the Upanishads are the highest teaching. And once you pick up, the master says there is attachment is non-existent. Why you are suffering, my friend? Attachment is non-existent. Your stress is non-existent. Why? Because we are real self, existence, consciousness, bliss. We cannot be other than this real self. I told you, object of existence or existence of object. Do you see that? Sam, number 1, name in the form. Stephen, name in the form 2 is Stephen. Is there any reason to claim who is bigger, who is higher. In a transactional world where Stephen is uncle and Sam is niece, it's okay, and nephew, it's okay, it's a part of the life. Transactional reality, not niece but nephew. But if I stick to that ego, Stephen says, how dare you say this? I'm your uncle. Uncle looks like a boss. That is what we do with our kids also. Do you see that? We do it. In our relationship also. After all, you are a student. Keep quiet. I'm a teacher. I'm the boss. Wave one, wave two, wave three, wave four. Can you find there is only one ECB1, ECB2? It is the same. There is not many. Not many real self, not many consciousness. Consciousness is one. Where I'm taking your mind? I'm taking your mind when you say namaste. You filter out not me. What is not me? I'm not the body. I'm not the nephew. I'm not the uncle. I'm not the teacher. I'm not the student. Pertaining to the label of the body and the mind, not me. Not me, then who am I? I am the real self. That is the meaning of namaste. I'm a wonderful person. So every time he meets me, we're saying, namaste, sir. I said, okay, namaste, sir. You are also my sir. So, people have different. So understand this understanding is required, and we have to keep this understanding. Then what happens? As now, no, take another example. Flower of existence or existence of flower? Well, which one is true? One takes you to delusion and illusion, another takes you to the reality. That very essence of the flower is different than the petals, than the color, including the fragrance. Can I start seeing everyone inside? Don't say outside, I'm seeing you without name in the form. Guy will say, hell with you. So internally, you live into that awareness of the real self. The mind removes the name and the form in the knowledge. You don't destroy anyone, including yourself physically. Then what happens? You live into that state of pure consciousness. 24/7. It is Satchidanand Bhagwan ki Jai Ho Ashok Maharaj. So in Indian tradition, I have not included in my teaching, even in the last year, that very fundamental traditional teaching. I'll come gradually, because if I start teaching those, you will say that he has gone mad. So I'm bringing you to a point where your mind will accept, yes, you're right. So things has to evolve. Conclusion: remember existence, consciousness, bliss. It is one real self. Existence extends itself, consciousness. Consciousness extends itself, it becomes permanent happiness. In fact, it is all one. It is all one. It is like you're a husband, you're a father, you're a mother, you're a daughter, you're a son, you're a boss, etc. They are labels based on the functioning outside, based on the expression outside. But name and the form are different. It belongs to the world. It is the matter. The matter lives in the part. That matter is inert. That is the material world. That is an object. I can never be an object. I, my real self, can never be an object of the mind. Why? Because that is the only knower, seer, real self in us. And it is only one. It is only one. So contemplate and reflect and then ask yourself, am I worthy of suffering? I'm not ignoring that you are in stress, you have a lot of problem, you carry the burden of the sorrow on your shoulder as if the God has specially chosen you to live in sorrow and suffering. You're specially chosen. No, people normally come to me, no, you don't know, how much stress I have. Yes, I know it. I know how much stress you have. This is the beauty of the teaching and learning of this.